All right, it's exciting to be here in Japan, Tokyo, with Andrew Ive of Big Idea Ventures. I didn't expect to necessarily connect with you here, but it's great to see you here.
Well, it's great to see you too, Michael. It's been a long time coming.
Yeah, and you have been building a fast-growing investment firm in Big Idea Ventures.
Right.
I think you guys started just like 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah, 5, 6 years ago.
And when I look at the top of the kind of food tech investor charts, you guys seem like you're doing a lot of deals.
So over the last 2 years, I think FoodPak has decided that we're the number one globally in terms of food tech investments. And part of the reason why I'm in Tokyo is that we are a global firm. We actually opened our Singapore office on the same day as our New York office, because Asia was always going to be an incredibly important part of our business. And obviously not just the business, but the food community.
And so you're hopping around the globe, connecting with entrepreneurs.
That's right.
Across all the geographies you're in. Do you feel like you need to kind of get out there and meet the companies?
Yeah, over the last 6 months, we've spoken to and looked at around 2,000 companies to find the 10 that we wanted to invest in. And what we do is it's not just investing in young companies and supporting them, which is actually obviously a big part of what we do, but we're very much about ecosystem development. We kind of think of it as a big jigsaw puzzle. So we're trying to get the corporates in to work really well with the startups. We're trying to get the startups. We're getting the governments involved. We're getting academics and the academic institutions, universities involved. So yeah, we're helping to build the jigsaw puzzle.
And you guys are working with universities. I've heard a little bit about that. Can you talk a little bit about that program?
Absolutely. So we created something called Rural Partners Funds. So Rural Partner Fund. And we've got 25 universities that have decided to work with us, and they're giving us full access to their IP. The basic idea is to create 4 new companies every year that actually solve problems in the food and ag and sustainability packaging space, and actually kind of meet gaps in the market.
So that's great having access to that pipeline.
Right.
Do you guys have almost a right of first refusal in terms of like the innovation coming out around food tech oriented ideas coming out of these universities?
So these universities have got an enormous array of IP.
Right.
Traditionally, they only ever really commercialize about 1% of all of the work they do, which means there's a huge treasure trove of solutions and things that can really fix a lot of the problems in the food sustainability space that they haven't really figured out how to commercialize yet. And we went out to get 5 universities to sign up with us. And those 5 universities went and sort of grabbed their friends and
it grew.
And it grew, like overnight, to 25 universities. And that was in the US. And now we've also got universities in other places around the world who are saying, we love what you're doing. Let's talk about how you can do this in Israel or in Ireland or in different parts of the world.
Brilliant idea. You're here in Japan.
Yep.
Are you excited about the Japanese food tech community? Are you finding it interesting and innovative entrepreneurs?
Absolutely, yeah. We've actually made investments already in some companies in Japan. Umami Foods is doing the kind of egg replacement. That product's incredible. The team is really good as well, so we're excited about that company. But yeah, Japan in the last 2 years, 3 years, there's a real energy, there's a real vibrancy. It feels
why?
Smart
to some.
Yeah. Well, I was going to say, I think the corporates here, the Itochus, the Ajinomotos, the kind of Mitsui and so on, they're starting to think about how can we work with external partners, entrepreneurs, SKS, and so on to sort of really increase the vibrancy of the Japanese food system.
I think they're realizing there's a lot of different ecosystems that they can plug themselves into. And it's an exciting time for a lot of these companies, I think. So it's great to see you here. And what were you going to say?
All I was going to say was one of the most exciting things for me is how do we, and I know this is a theme of your conference, how do we unlock the innovation here and make it global, not just Japanese, because there's a really strong community in Japan, but how do we make that community be a global community? I'm really excited about how do we take them outside of Japan.
I think that's a great idea. I think that's a real focus here this year. So we're glad that you're joining us, and hopefully we'll see you here next year. Thanks, Andrew.
Thank you, Michael.